I'm Robbie Seabrook III. I'm the senior editor here at Double XL. Um, for this week's episode of The Break Live, we have Enchanting. From 1017, been doing her thing for a while. Singing, rapping, does it all. Dropped Love Scar today, just in time for Valentine's Day. It's really impressive. I heard the sampler before it dropped. Not a flex, but a little bit of a flex. And everything I heard on there was really impressive. So definitely happy to have her on here now, because the full project is really good too. So yep, soon as she's in here, I will put her on. Chan, if you in here, just let me know.
Hey guys.
Before, thank you. Thank you for doing the show. Definitely appreciate it. I'm Robbie. Definitely been looking forward to you doing the show. I was telling them before you came on. I heard the sampler for Love Scar, and I was like super impressed. There's only like a couple of songs on there, right? So when the whole thing came out, it definitely lived up to the what was already established beforehand with that. So I think I'm sure you're very proud of it, but you should be. But for sure, you absolutely should be. I definitely was impressed with what I heard and impressed with the album in total, because of course I finished it. I had to make sure I had to research properly here. But for sure, you're welcome. Okay, so start from the top. I know you moved around a lot, as a military kid. How did that influence you, not only as an artist but also as a person? Because you've been so many different places, you kind of have to.
I feel like I learned a lot early about people because I met so many different people. So like them experiences, they really just helped me in life, like to navigate my way through without going through certain bullshit, because I already went through it early. So yeah, and I feel like I got like a lot of different. I'm from the South, but different places in the South, so I got like different influence from different places all in one. So that's fine.
Mm-hmm. I also didn't know that you had a whole bunch of other interests before you even started doing music. Before, like, there was all this other stuff that you were kind of into. I was surprised, because you definitely come off as somebody who kind of always wanted to do a music thing and was kind of always into that. But what were all the things that you were into before music, and how did that lead to you like sing, like out of everything?
I used to do hair. I was actually in cosmetology school and everything, and I used to want to be a doctor, a pediatrician. Then I used to want to be like a preschool teacher. So I went through like a lot of different phases of wanting to do different shit. I didn't did everything though. I did nails for like 2 weeks. Like I did. I used to teach myself how to do everything. So people would see me do it and be, oh, keep doing shit. But singing, like, I used to do like cover videos and stuff. I never really wrote music or nothing. I wrote my first song like when I graduated from high school. And then I had a friend that owned the studio, and he basically made me get in the studio. So I had gotten a studio and I recorded a little mix. And then I put my first song on SoundCloud, and the song was like going up. Like it did like 100K plays or something like that, which was like, I don't know, that was a lot for me for my first song. Like crazy.
No,
I might as well stick with the shit. Seemed like it's doing a little something, so I just started really dropping music, and I had a loyal little fan base that was fucking with me, and they motivated me to keep going.
What inspired you to write that first song, like out of high school, like at like 18, you're headed out of school, like kind of what made you want to write that first song?
The time of the SoundCloud rappers. It was like so many people was dropping music. I'm like, damn, I feel like I could drop a song too. So I just wanted to, they had me fucked up. So I had dropped a little song.
Okay, so when you drop the song, it starts going up, and then you continue. Just like you said, fuck the music, you kept going because you had fans telling you. You start to develop and continue to get at music? Like, was there something you were doing? Like, kind of, how did you start to notice your own like growth and improvement in making music?
By like, I would have like different people reach out to me, like celebrities. They always like reach out to me, like, you hard, keep going. And I'll be like, damn, like, that's crazy. So, and it'll be people like that I really fucked with and listened to and was fans of. So I felt like if they was telling me that I was hard and I should keep going, then that's something that I should listen to.
Right. Oh, start to feel like kind of like you were getting popular off of the music. Like, when did you start to feel like, oh, I'm starting to get like really like
When
bigger
I would
now?
go outside and people would say something to me like, I know you, like, I'm a fan of you. And that shit was crazy to me. They started doing that when I still had a job. Like, they was coming to my job like, oh my gosh, I love you. And I was like, oh my God. Like, they want to take pictures in my work uniform and shit. So I was like, yeah, okay, I'm going to have to transition from working to only doing music because I don't want the two lives to come with each other. Yeah, no.
Right. You don't intersect. Right. Absolutely. I saw you talking about Jay White and him feeling like him telling Gucci about. I interviewed Jay White like a couple years ago. He's really incredible guy, really talented, really impressive. How did he catch wind? Kind of start, talking highly of you the next day?
I feel like he had DM'd me. He seen my Instagram some kind of way. And he was liking posts or something. I might have DM'd him. He DM'd me, something like that. And he was in Dallas, so he had sent me some records like, I want you to do these. And I did them. I recorded them myself, whatever, and I sent them to him. And he was like, he really liked the records. So he said that he was going to send them to a couple people and see how they felt about it. They had started calling back like, we interested in her, and Gucci was one of them. So, but once he told me about Gucci, like, that was like a no-brainer. So.
Once you heard that, you're like, I don't really.
I don't want to hear about nobody.
I'm straight. I like. What was that first time like when you met Gucci and when you officially joined?
The first time I met Gucci, he had flew us all to Miami, like everybody from the label, and he put us in the studio for like a week or something like that. It was like a big mansion house. We all stayed there, and he had a studio there. With the engineer there was with us 24/7, so we didn't have no excuse not to record. And whenever he pulled up, he wanted to hear what we've been doing, so we had to be on it. We couldn't bullshit the whole time.
Right. I was just saying, did that feel like pressure? Because like you have to keep continuing, you have to keep making stuff, and you know that like you don't really know what he's looking for. You just know it has to be good. So kind of,
it wasn't like pressure from that experience. All of us was like cool, and we all had like good chemistry with making songs, so we always made fire stuff.
Right. So you just kept working together. Right. That makes a lot of sense. I know that you came in as a singer, and you said that you pretty much started rapping when you got to 1017. How did you start rapping? Like, kind of, how did that idea come to you?
That No Love song, I had to get on that song, and I needed to write a rap verse. So that's how I started rapping. And the verse had came out, and it went viral like a couple times, like on TikTok, on Twitter. And they were like, who's this? And they were like, she fire. And after that, I gained like a huge rap fan base. So it's like I kind of had to keep dropping rap songs. So.
Right. No, so wait. So that was your first rap verse? Something else before that?
No, that was really
the first one. Wow. Wow. No, because I was gonna bring up No Love because I felt like that was, as you know, that was an important moment in your career because you're rapping alongside like other established acts and you don't sound like it sounds like you do it. And then for that to be like your first rap verse is amazing.
Thank you.
And when you my first time hearing you rap was Track and Field. You had one song before that, but I, admittedly, I was not up on you yet. But first I heard you rap was Track and Field. And I mean, you stepped on songs to take off. How did you realize it? And then also, too, how did you, like, feel? Because now you're getting even more attention.
Like, make a transition back into R&B, and it might be kind of difficult, which it was, but it was like, I was up for the task, so I just kept going with it. And slowly making back to
you
dropping R&B shit.
Right. So you dropped No Love in late 2022, which is, as you said, you started to get hot off of rap, but you plan to go back to making R&B. No Love is pretty like all rap. And like I said, you sounded really confident. Everything sounds really put together. It's like you know what to do, how to go about the songs. As you were putting No Love together, kind of how did you start to feel like your confidence in what you were doing, like as you as a rapper? How do you start to feel your confidence rise as you were going through it and as you were making it?
I don't think I was really thinking about it then. Like, it didn't really, like, I don't know, set in then until the song dropped. And then it started getting all the attention. Then I was like, okay, yeah, this is going to be like a thing. I was a little stressed.
Right.
I was like, okay, so make it work.
I think anybody would be. I appreciate you admitting that. I mean, just being honest about it. I think anybody would be stressed kind of a little bit. You put out Love Scarred today, which is all R&B. You got skits connecting the songs. Everything is like really kind of well laid out. I was gonna ask you, did you always plan to put out an R&B project? You already answered that kind of like a couple minutes ago. You said like you were said you felt it was a little difficult. Talk about that, like, and like kind of the process of making this all R&B project as opposed to something that was rap like before.
So my project is it's been like, and most of the songs they old to me. Like, I've been recording. I just timed it right, and I wanted to like ease them into it instead of, since I gained such a. I have R&B fans already, but I gained a bigger, be like a thing of them being like confused. So I wanted to ease them into it.
Right. No. Especially the holiday is coming out around now too. That it came out like just far enough past your previous project that I think people can see on both sides of you pretty evenly. What like 2000s R&B, and it's like, but it's like fresh, but it sounds like early, like kind of like a really modern spin. Why do you think that you and Jacquees were both of you being like singers?
It was breaking up. I didn't hear the last thing he said.
Oh, why do you think that you and Jacquees are able to work together so well on it? With the final product becoming what it is.
My inspiration for that song, I wanted it to be early 2000s, and I felt like Jacquees could, deliver that from a male perspective. So we reached out, we got that done, and then he sent it back, and he loved the record. So when people love the record that they get on, they always gonna have like a real hard verse. So he sent it back, and it was fire. So we had to put the video together. Early 2000s vibes, and I feel like the video made that.
Right. Right. No, right. I think the whole thing came out really well. Also talking about another thing that kind of jumped out to me, whole things with Baby Tate, which is interesting because, the both are two people who rap and sing and who have pretty much gotten famous off of doing both. Kind of what do you feel like you two's chemistry is like? Because I think you both fit in perfectly, like know what the song needed. So kind of what's about whole thing?
Oh
Tate
yeah.
on whole thing.
It's Baby Tate. I feel like Tate is definitely like the same as me, like for sure. Like she can sing
Right.
real well and she can rap real well. Even though I feel like she's in more like a category. I love Baby Tate.
Mm-hmm.
So I really wanted to do something with her. And I had ran into her and met her or whatever, and she was like that we was gonna work or whatever. So boom. We had put it together. I did that record and I felt like she would be the perfect one to get on there and be able to do both in one verse. Like, so yeah.
Right. Right. Somebody in the comments just said. Somebody in the comments just brought up Needy. I was definitely gonna bring up Needy. That's like on there. Needy and 4-3-2-1 are my personal favorites. Kind of what can you tell us about like either of those songs? I feel like people are really gonna go crazy over Needy too now that it's out. Um, yeah, I mean the floor is yours. Kind of what do you remember about making songs? And how do you feel about them
Needy
now
was
that
my
they're out?
favorite song that I made. Like, I remember writing this song. I remember like making it. I remember the whole process. I remember that day like yesterday because that's my baby for real. Like, that been my favorite song that I recorded for like months now because I've been recorded that song. So I've been listening to that song heavy
Mm-hmm.
this whole time. I always felt like that would be one of the fan favorites because it was one of my favorites. So
Right. And just like you said, where when you song, like when the person making the song loves the song, like it
mm-hmm.
translates. And I think Needy is definitely a good example of that. Your music in general, like really like personal and vulnerable, and like you're just very honest about stuff. Kind of where did you get that comfort of being so vulnerable, like when you make music in the studio? Like how did you get to that point? Is that just something about you that that was kind of
I
always
feel
you, or
like
did you
yeah, that
develop
was
that?
always me. Like I always felt more comfortable in the studio than to tell my feelings to somebody or tell them how I feel. I rather write it in a song and yeah, let them hear it like that because it's easier. Like I don't know, it's kind of like you can hide through your music. It's still you telling, but it's different than talking about it.
Right. Right. And I think also too making songs about it and kind of putting it in your music, it allows other people to, understand where you're from because, everyone has been there. Like the stuff that you like the stuff
Exactly.
that you talk about, everybody's been there. Like they definitely know what you're talking
They'll
about. And
get
if they
there.
ain't been there, they definitely know somebody who right. So I think that's important. What is something most people don't know
Most
about you?
people don't know about me.
Yeah.
That I was born in Germany.
Okay.
Yeah, what's
That
the
is
sound? I'm
interesting.
getting
That
my
is
nails done,
that's
y'all.
a
Crazy tale.
Okay, they were wondering. They were wondering the whole time. Mystery solved. They kept asking. I was like, I don't know. But now, no. Um, okay. So, what are your like can't miss songs? Like, if you had to give somebody a couple of songs that they needed to hear from you, what would they? Any projects from any point, but
Needy,
like just the
Love
songs they need to hear.
Scars. Um, 4-3-2-1. That's one of my favorites.
Okay. Okay. All right. So just uh, want to promote project out. I'm sure videos coming and stuff. Um, you
I
have
got videos off the drop. Focus songs off the album. So finna go down. And I'm excited to drop. And they're gonna be here sooner than y'all think.
Hello. You just like the songs are coming. You know, the videos are coming. You're not gonna tell them what
Yeah,
song.
they gotta
They
wait.
They gotta wait and find out. Yeah. But absolutely. Thank you. Appreciate your time. Thank you for doing the show. I think this was great. I think I learned a whole lot that I got. And again, love card is really good.
Appreciate it. Thank you. Have a good day.